Hi, I'm Frost, and welcome to episode 2 of the Beginner's Guide. This time we're going to be covering basic combat. Right, I'm going to pop myself in the corner and let's get started. So today I am playing Nicole, who's Vanguard, and we are going to enter this area here, this domain, which has 3 units belonging to an NPC army. So we're going to click on there, right click, and we're going to enter. Now last time, if you remember, we did auto combat. This time we're going to do manual combat. Quick things to check. So we have our attacker power, 690 versus defender power, 300. So hence why it's a safe battle. We are overwhelming force, but it's going to allow us to at least demonstrate the mechanics of combat. So manual combat, in we go. And we're going to load up the grid. The grid is exactly like the strategic grid. It's all hexes. Here are our troops being displayed for us, and over here are our enemies. Okay, now the opponent always moves first. There we go, so they've done their move, and you see they've popped up into defense mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, show you how you bring the stats up of your players. So if we rotate round so we can pick one of these guys. There we go, let's pick these guys. Vanguard Trooper, so double click on them. We can see Vanguard Trooper. Hit points 40, armor 1, shields 0, and move points. Has an assault rifle, which is a ranged weapon, and you can see that it has next to assault rifle, it has repeating, and it can fire 3 times. Now it's going to be quite important when we discuss move points in a minute. They also have a grenade, which is a single action, so they can only use it once. And you can see from the description that it does damage in a 1 hex radius. So it's an area of effect weapon. They have defense mode. Defense mode is really important because it means that not only are harder to hit, but also you can't be flanked. And hopefully we'll get the chance to cover flanking properly once we're actually in combat. Overwatch is an ability that allows you to basically, whilst the opponent is approaching, your guns will automatically fire on them. Steady aim is this bonus that comes with the trooper, just gives you more accurate fire. It's a biological unit. You have biological, you have animal, and you have mechanical units. Depending on what buffs you have and what abilities you have, they have better effects on different types of life forms. And then we can see it's infantry, it's light unit, and it's Vanguard. Right, the mods on the right we'll cover in another episode as it's a little bit more complex, but basically you can add extra features, extra abilities to your standard units. So we're going to close that, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate around again, and we're going to scroll over, and just so you can see, you can also click on the enemy and you can see their stats, which is very, very useful for kind of knowing what they do until you become familiar with all the various life forms and different units that are going to be attacking you. So you can see armor of hit points of 25, move points of 32. Don't forget, generally standard hex grid is 4 movement points, and then obviously things like obstacles will be much harder to pass. 3 armor, so they're better. They've got pretty good armor. And you can see Magma Spit and Flame Jet. So one of those is going to be melee, and one of them is going to probably be a ranged one. Melee meaning they have to be in a hex next to you to be able to use it. Ranged, they can shoot at a distance. And as you can see, they're animal, whilst we were biological. Okay, and light unit as well, and they're in defense mode. So we know that they are going to be harder to hit and they can't be flanked. All right, scrolling back. All right, and what we're going to do now is we're going to click on one of our troopers. Let me just zoom around again so I can click on them properly. There we go. So I've got our trooper selected. Now down the bottom, you can see our options. So we have our move. So that allows us to move around the grid. We have our rotate. Now this is to do with the flanking. What flanking essentially means is that these guys, they're facing this way at the moment. As you can see by the dark green. And this hex, and this hex, they can see. But these 3 hexes around the back, they can't. So anything that attacks them from this direction will be a flank. And that means that you can do more damage. All right, so if you need to, and you can't get into defense mode, which stops you from being flanked, you can basically move your guys around so that they're facing in a particular direction. Useful if you're up against a wall, for example, you can spin round, it makes it much harder for them to flank you. All right, next one up is our weapon. So you can see that we can fire 3 times. Now this is critical with regards to the move points. Now when we see here that we have the green, we have the turquoise, we have the purple, and then we have the red. What this means is if these guys move within the green hexes, they can fire 3 times. If they move to within the turquoise hexes, they can fire twice. To the purple hexes once, and if they move into the red hexes, they can't fire at all. All right, so you have to make a decision as to whether you move a little way and fire 3 times, or you get closer where you're going to be more accurate and be in a better position, for example, flanking, but only get 2 shots. So you have to make a decision. So for now, they're way too far away. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move them to here. Oh, by the way, that's I've got my owl selected again, as you can see. So let me make sure I've got the right guy selected. There we go. And then we've got our defense mode and we've got our Overwatch. And we'll cover Overwatch in a second, and we'll have our grenades. So what we're going to do is we're going to trot these guys over to here. And as you can see, they're now getting cover, which makes them harder to hit. So they're going to trot over there. Let's move it around a little bit. There we go. So you can see I can shoot the obstacle if I want to. I can go into defense mode. I have my grenade. You can see now the range of my grenade. Right, not necessarily a good move. I've got defense mode and then I have Overwatch. Now Overwatch is going to allow me to fire even though when it's not my turn. So as the opponent's moving, I can set my Overwatch area. So I'll set it to that. And now if any of these creatures move into there during their move, these guys will fire. What we'll do is we'll take these troopers and we'll move them over here, and we'll set up Overwatch for those guys as well. There we go. And then these troopers, we're going to pop behind here. Okay, we're not doing any shooting at this point. As you can see, the move points are being used up, just right there. So we have one move point left, but then obviously we can't shoot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to put Overwatch on these guys. There we go. Now this guy here, let's click on him. Okay, now you can see he has, this is a target painter. Does he have a target painter? Oh no, I thought he had a target painter. No, so he's got a resupply charge. So what that allows him to do is if you have somebody that can only shoot once, has an ability that can only use once per battle, they can use that to allow that unit to then use that ability again. So for example, what have we got? There we go, healing charge. Can only be used once per battle. So if you actually cast this on yourself, then you would be able to use your healing charge again. All right, so as it's it's kind of a protective unit, we're going to just move him to there for now, and we're just going to put him in defense mode, so therefore he can't be flanked. Okay, now it leaves our owl. Okay, now there we go, he has the target painter. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move him over to here somewhere. We can move him here. You don't have to worry about cover because he's a flying unit, so none of the cover actually is appropriate. So just put him into defense mode. And then our hero, obviously we don't want to put our hero at the front, even though he's our most powerful unit. We're just going to move him a little bit forwards for now and put him into Overwatch as well. There you go, see he's got quite a range on his Overwatch. So now we can see that every unit has used up all its move points, and we have end turn. So we're going to end turn, and we're going to see what our opponents are doing. There you go, so our Overwatch is kicking in. So they got a shot off, and they're shooting back. Right, the Magma Spit, there we go, was their ranged weapon. Okay, and this time these guys stayed out of Overwatch. I know they got triggered by the Overwatch jet. Okay, so you can see we've already done some substantial damage because these guys caught the Overwatch from these two troopers. Okay, so now what we have to decide is what we're going to do. Let's see, so what we can do is right now we can shoot, and you can see we can do a ton of damage to these guys. So we only have a 35% chance of hitting. So what we can do is we can move forwards one, and it's a 55% chance, and we get 3 hits. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that, Okay, and you can see we got a miss and then we got a grey, so not great. Okay, so those guys are not in a good position now. What we're going to do then is we are going to move. Let's see, let's move. Okay, we're going to move them to here. As you can see, there we go. Now we get a great shot, 85%, and we get 2 shots off. But we're grazed. No, that's it, we took them down. Great, excellent. Now we just have to focus on these 2 units here. So these guys should be able to take them out in 1 shot. Okay, good.
Enemy neutralized.
Now we need to. I wanted to show you the flanking, but unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get the chance to do that. No, because I killed everything too quickly. Right. Let's see if we can. We've got enough. Those guys have been used. Where's my owl? There we go. Can I flank? Let me see if I can move to there. I think that's not going to be a flank. No, it's not going to be a flank. All right, but what we're going to do is we're going to shoot them anyway. We could have used our target painter, but instead what we're going to do is we're going to use our pug, bring him right forwards, get a couple of shot off with a laser blaster. So only 1 shot, as you can see, because we did 3 areas. And we're going to move him to here, sorry, Nicole to here, and now we will get 2 shots. There we go, 2 times 5, not quite enough to kill it. There we go, everything's used up, we end up a turn. This guy's not going to be able to do very much, he's not going to be able to take out any of my guys with just 1 shot. Okay, and ideally you want your hero to get the kill shot. The reason why is that gives bonuses to the experience point of the hero, allows them to level up, so hero or army commander. So that's not quite enough. So let's see if I can get in. No, I'm not going to be able to get the kill shot, unfortunately. Can I graze him with something? No, I don't think. Yeah, everyone else is going to manage to kill, so we're just going to get the kill. But ideally, you want your army commander, your hero, or your leader to do the final shot if possible, because that's good for bonus points. Right, so there you go. So the battle's ended. We come out, and you'll see straight away that we still got some points, experience points, and we have the option to upgrade the commander. So we're going to do that quickly now, so just so I can show you that. And over here now you can see I have 5 skill points, and I can upgrade all of these abilities. I highly recommend when you're starting out that you go for Vitality, because Vitality is going to help your hit points, which takes them up to 70. And because you have a very good ranged weapon, which is your laser rifle, you want Range Specialist, which is going to give you another 10% damage. And then you've got 1 skill point left over, and you can just carry that over. So confirm, there we go, and close. And that wraps it up for this episode. So hopefully that helped you with manual combat, gave you an idea of how it works. And we will then go on to the next episode, which is going to cover colonies and how the colonies actually work and annexing sectors. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Obviously, comments, great. If you want to add anything to this, I'm always happy to hear about it. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget the bell icon for the notifications. Right, thank you for watching, and see you at the next one. Bye.